Welcome to part 3 of the first 45 of Batman Arkham City. I'm Destin and I am once again joined by Greg Miller.
Things change.
No Beyond.
No Beyond. Why? Come on. Part 1
Beyond.
had a Beyond. Part 2 had me bitching about not being introduced. I need something different here. A Michael Keaton line. Why not?
All right. So let's get right into it. Part 3. We know where the Joker is. Let's go kick the crap out of him.
Sounds good. Beyond.
Okay, so let's go get the Joker.
Okay. I'll tell you right now, I won't lie to you. The first time through a bit confused by this. I thought I had to move towards the green arrow, so then I'm moving away and it's getting red. And then I was like, oh, I'm stupid. It's just showing me how strong the strength is. But you know, you jump off that, you're all excited, you're Batman, you got a new gadget.
And then you got lost.
No, I didn't get lost that much. I've talked to plenty of people in the office who have said, oh yeah, I did this and that, and I got lost. I was like, oh well, I didn't have that big of a problem.
I did everything perfect my first try.
Yeah, did you really?
Yeah.
You were just awesome?
No mistakes.
You were made for this game.
Yeah.
We should talk a little bit here. I love this surveillance stuff. Being able to listen in on people's conversations as you go. And the best part is, too, that it's dynamic. So, like, right now, you can go through Arkham City, you'll hear totally different things than when you go to the end of the game. When you beat the game, they reference everything that's happened. When you do little things in the game, explosions, this happens,
reference that.
They talk about that. Oh, I can't believe this happened. You think it was Batman? A lot of bad information floating around, some good, some that, you know, can clue you into other things that are happening.
I wish I had the grapple boost here to show everybody, but I have to do the VR missions, or AR missions to do it.
Basically,
Totally
I get it. You're
worth
bad at the
picking
game.
up.
Got it. Sionis Industries, Roman Sionis, Black Mask. Not going to tell you if he's in the game or not, but...
Spoilers. Yeah, by the way, you're watching the first 45 minutes of the game. There's going to be spoilers. Give me a heads up.
Well, yeah, we're doing our best not to do anything beyond what you see here. But yeah, Joker, of course, moved in on Sionis Industries, took over the place, put a whole bunch of stuff in there. Joker balloons there, easy XP if you want to hit him with batarangs. You know, you see something down there by the save logo.
Yeah, speaking of collectibles and breakable objects, I have videos for all of those online.
You, man, come on. I'm going to use some of them.
Go
I'm
ahead.
short a few Riddler challenges still. I got so sucked into New Game Plus, like I wanted to do that, and that was so much fun. One of my favorite parts about New Game Plus, too, and this just speaks to how much Rocksteady got, you know, being compulsive and wanting to collect. You have one save file and you have two sets in there. So you have your regular game and you have your New Game Plus.
Yeah, you don't have to overwrite the other
Exactly.
one.
And
I was so happy
Challenges
about
go back and forth. So you can go in New Game Plus after you beat the first, your first campaign, and you're gonna have all your old challenges there. You're gonna be able to add to that total. Then you can jump back to your old game if you want to. All the stuff's gonna be there too. Like if you wanted not to have to fight everybody.
Yeah, so you're never gonna lose your riddle
Exactly.
progress,
Exactly.
yeah.
The only thing it doesn't carry over side missions, of course. Another great new move there, that slide.
Yeah, I
That
like the slide.
is
You can slide
so
in and
awesome.
trip people when you fight.
Now, when you play as Catwoman, of course, you can slide in and get a nice shot down her brassiere.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say
Little
I did that a few
cleavage.
times, but I did that a few times.
I just picture you like running and sliding.
Yeah, exactly,
back
like
and
for no
forth,
reason
back and
whatsoever.
forth.
Sure. Yeah, I'm trying to get a Riddler trophy. Why not? This is another thing I talked about in my review about how New Game Plus made me feel even more like Batman. Because your first time through,
It has all these hints.
you come to all these things, and I didn't know what to do necessarily, so I'm kind of stumbling around like Batman wouldn't do. And whereas here, you walk right up, you're like, oh, pull that thing down to the water. Oh, jump over here. Like, you knew what you're doing. It feels... New Game Plus is like, the first game for me was like dress rehearsal, and then New Game Plus was the game, right? Like, now I am Batman. Now I'm being Batman. I'm doing these things. I don't need a reversal indicator. I'm just here to kick some ass.
Counter. They're called counters.
Sorry, yeah. We had a long discussion about my wrestling lingo.
I was like, what is a reversal? What are you talking about?
Explosive jailback, and it's a big part of the game, obviously, for a lot of those Riddler challenges, blowing out walls, doing stuff like that.
You can use the explosive gel as a quick attack later on in the game, too, for the combat scenarios, which it's interesting. Like, it's a little difficult to use, it's tricky, but I like how they implement it.
Yeah, like I like you do the cartwheel
system.
and spray it on the ground, and then get to lure people into explode it.
Oh, we hear Harley Quinn, and there's a hostage in here.
More really dark stuff.
So here, the girl's crying. She kicks her off a balcony.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit darker than, like...
Yeah, totally, right? Like, they're going to
game.
tear her apart. Because she couldn't save the Joker. If you remember, of course, the end of Arkham Asylum, Joker doses himself with Titan Serum. His plan is, of course, to...
He's royally messed up at the end of that
Exactly,
game.
and that kind of breaks his body from there on out. It's fun to watch this right now, too, because, and I keep talking about New Game Plus, but it's one of those things like different solutions to the same problems. When I came back with all my gadgets, one of them was the ability to throw the freeze grenade. And so, like, when you turned off the steam there, on my second playthrough, I just threw the freeze grenades and went through.
Yeah.
And the game lets you do it. It's like, it understands what's going on.
Yeah, I couldn't do it because this is my third playthrough.
Oh,
on the
yeah, oh, I get
version.
you, yeah.
So, yeah. I did that, too.
I know how to do that. I'm just pointing it out, that, like, little differences you wouldn't think are there.
Yeah. So here we hear, so like we're playing the game, but all this stuff is going on in the background kind of giving you a feeling like you're never really alone. There's always other people.
The story's still unfolding without you. You just did a quick fire your batarangs there too. You can throw 3 really quick in succession just by tapping the shoulder buttons.
Yeah.
And then right back to fighting.
Actually, it's on the 360. It's left trigger. Well, they switch it up. They literally just switched it for the 360 versus PS3.
Well, I just use shoulder button as a placeholder. I'm not saying which button.
Oh, now with the counters, so there's 2 guys there. You can counter thrown objects.
There you go.
2 guys did it, so I did a double counter.
Yeah.
All new stuff added to the combat system.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a joy to watch you work. You are very good at these combos. Yeah, like
I love the combat system so much, and when you let me read your review, I was like, please talk about how deep it can be. Because I've read so many reviews are like, it's so simple.
At a glance, I understand that, but when you get down to it, you're actually trying to string together combos perfectly. Because like once I got the awesome takedowns, you know what I mean? Like that's what I wanted to use. Like I do the one where I can call in the bats around me that swing around. I
use that one a lot because it stuns everybody and kind of gives you like everybody back off
breathing
for a second.
Room. You totally get breathing room to figure out what your next attack plan should be. All right, so Harley Quinn's up there. Locked him out.
Joker's holed up in the manager's office in the steel mill.
I'm sure you'll find a way, sir.
Also, Alfred kind of a dick in this too.
Of course I will.
Like, I mean, I totally get it. I mean, Arthur. Alfred's always very dry like that, but.
Yeah.
And here's something else I get. I don't get, I should say. I get that you're talking on a secure link to your people. As much eavesdropping and people as around, I would never have anyone calling me Bruce over an intercom. Nor would I be responding back, Alfred. Why does Batman keep talking to this Alfred guy? Who is Alfred? He says Barbara a few times. I'm like, all right, well.
Somebody just starts writing them down.
Exactly, right? Like,
wait a minute,
we have some basic facts here about what we see Batman saying and doing, and it doesn't work out all that well.
They've got that doorway covered. I need to find a different way to get past Joker's men.
I like this too, forcing you to go other ways, kind of teaching you that there's different ways to take on every combat scenario.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things where in Batman, and I'm sure the seasoned vets of Arkham Asylum know this. Rarely do you want to take things on head on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why you do the detective mode here. Anybody who's going to have that yellow-orange to them is armed. And usually, if there's more than 1 or 2 armed people in there, you don't want to just rush in their guns blazing.
Yeah, never heads on.
Especially when sneak attacks like this look so good.
Yeah, and I silently take down all these guys. So. And when you play through on New Game Plus,
yes,
there's actually another guy
I love
back
that.
there. He's like, "Why are you guys paying attention?
Yeah.
He's gonna kill you all."
Yeah, when Batman comes into this room,
that.
when he comes in this room, Batman's like, "There's a thug in that room over there behind the glass." But with all the noise in here, they'll never hear it. So the first thing I did was land and walk over to the glass, and the guy's pounding on the glass, going, "Batman, Batman!" Yeah. Great. So many like little things like that.
And that's New Game Plus, and you'll only experience that there.
Yeah. They did such a great job with New Game Plus. I feel like we're an ad for New Game Plus, but it deserves an ad. It's that good.
It really implemented well in this game, and it's because it doesn't affect your original playthrough.
Exactly. I like it when they scream like and it knows what's supposed to be happening. Like right here in New Game Plus, there's a guy who's wearing
armor,
so you can't do a silent takedown to him.
You know what I did? I line launched and kicked them both off the ledge.
Nice. Did they hear you?
Oh yeah, everybody heard me. But it was worth it. Totally
that was the whole thing, because that's I love sitting here and trying to figure out, okay, what do I do? Who's the priority? Who do I take down first? How am I going to get them? How do I separate them? That's great.
My first job here at IGN was do Arkham Asylum and tactics for taking down enemies, and I do this thing called most valuable target. Who do you need to take down first? I always go for your most valuable target. A guy with a gun, a guy with a bat, anybody that has a longer reach, or especially the guns. You have to take them out immediately. And in this game, they add to that with the guys with armor, the guys with stun batons again.
The new knife mechanics.
Yeah, the knife mechanics.
Yeah.
You can time a dodge if you unlock it and counter people holding a knife.
Yeah. I could never do it right. Like only in the very end.
I still have difficulty.
Exactly. Only in the very end was like getting it maybe 25-50% of the time. Yeah. It's like, wow. Because the whole, without that, the dodge mechanic is instead of tapping the counter button, you hold it and pull away from the enemy.
Yeah.
And then they swipe for 3 times usually, unless there's some kind of different person that you can attack. There's so much minutia, you know what I mean? Like all these characters need to be taken out a different way, and something needs to happen.
Yeah.
It really. There's times when it tested my patience in a way, not patience, but like, crap, I'm down to a stun guy, an armored guy, and then this guy keeps picking up a gun. It's like I need a break. Somebody needs to just be able to get punched in the face.
So this part is a little nerve-wracking because you hear this hostage pretty much being tortured by this psychopath.
Yeah,
And, like, that's one thing the game does great. It's like, I have to get this stuff done. Like, like yes, there's side missions right now.
Ooh, you're going a different way, too. I love
Oh,
watching
really?
you play, yeah. What I do is rather than go through here, I shoot up to the gargoyle over there and then glide kick through the window.
Oh, I think I do something really cool in this particular playthrough. We'll see in just a second, but it popped up and I didn't even know you could do it. Yeah, take down through the grate. So you bust in and mess them up.
See,
I was
so
like,
many,
no way.
There were so many one of these where like I was taking on Penguin's men in the museum or whatever, and like after I beat them all, I was down on the final floor and I saw the grate and I saw the air ducts. Like, oh, there's like 13 more ways I could have done this entire thing than what I did.
Some kind of toxin.
We're finding out more about Joker and the Titan. Like you said, the Titan's killing him.
Yeah. Nice touch here with, you know, before we didn't have many female hostages in Arkham Asylum. It was mainly guarded by men. Here you have people with their mascara running down, showing what they've been through, right? That there's been so much bad stuff happen to them.
Yeah.
How does she know what we're saying?
Get that door sealed up nice and tight.
Called an intercom.
Yeah, I know. How does she know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know. She has a microphone. She's talking to us through a Harley Quinn doll. You didn't notice this thing? You didn't think they were listening? Batman doesn't take crap for anyway.
Wait here, Doc.
This was an interesting move. Like I like the device
I don't like
he gets.
this. Okay, so he pulls
get out of
something out of there and
Someone
puts
needs
it
to
in
stop
something, and
Joker.
he's like, I got a shotgun.
Yeah.
You know, they could have introduced this a little better.
They
This
could've
could have
been
been
a
a
bit smarter.
prototype on the table that they were guarding.
Well, he could have talked
If you
about having a
hear anyone
prototype too,
coming,
right? Not
hide.
just.
Yeah.
I grabbed the electrical core of this barrel,
Yeah.
and now I'm putting it into my grapple gun to make the remote electrical charge.
Yeah.
Which I dig. Like I love it in combat. Like when you're fighting the big one-armed guy. And like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that's always awesome.
And we get to that point in this
Oh,
video.
sorry,
so-
spoilers or tease, I guess.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there
Well,
eventually.
again, there's spoilers in this video. It's called the first 45
Yeah,
minutes.
you should have
You're
known
gonna
that.
see stuff.
Silly
So,
kids
yeah.
on the internet with your babies and marriages and 35-year-old.
Okay, so now it says go back and solve the riddle or the puzzle, not
Yeah.
riddle because the Riddler.
Yeah.
But the puzzle of how to get into the Joker's office.
Yeah, remember,
And-
we're still trying to get up to where Harley Quinn was. She's up there with the Joker. We need to get up there, get some answers.
Yeah, and the map system is really easy still. You just hit the back button. You can hop into your Wayne Tech computer, look at your upgrades, look at what else you can get, character bios, all kinds of stuff. And you actually use this new weapon quite a bit. There's 3 new things introduced. This one, the ice things, and one other thing. I can't remember. what
The
else it is.
Disruptor.
Oh yeah, the disruptor.
Yeah. Which it's one of those things. It's funny. You get the Disruptor when you're fighting Penguin to stop Mr. Freeze's gun, and I never thought to use it on other enemies. And then in New Game Plus, I had to at one point. I'm like, oh, I'm so stupid. Like this is such an easy way to get rid of guns.
Like it doesn't break the game though because you can only use it like once
Yeah,
every
there's only
30
there's
minutes.
2 slots on it. Yeah, you have to do that.
So, yeah.
Same with smoke pellets. Smoke pellets are there, but they have a long recharge
Yeah.
time. Sonic Batarang, same story. Boom. Boom. I don't know why I'm doing the booms. I'm just, there we go.
There,
Some
see, I
remote
use it in
electrical charge, yeah.
use the new weapon in combat, and I'm just kind of messing with these guys.
Towing with them.
Yeah, because I'm like, I got this.
They're your prey, Batman.
Cracks his neck.
Yeah. He's got a bunch of good one-liners in the challenge maps. I don't know how many you've got to go through there. He says some,
they're a lot more difficult. Speaking of the challenge
Yeah.
maps, they're incredibly difficult in comparison to the first
Arkham
game.
Asylum. Yeah, well, they were really simple in Arkham Asylum, and now it's like, all right, you like those, try these, which are harder. Now let's put them all together in these campaigns and add a bunch of variables, like lowered health, and like, oh my god, like time limits. You're like, jeez.
Yeah. I only did like the first 2 or 3 in the combat because I love the combat,
Yeah.
and the scores you have to get are like 32,000 for the very first mission.
Yeah, you gotta
And,
be good.
That sounds easy, but it's difficult. It took
Yeah.
me 5-10 tries to get the first one.
Yeah.
Second one I did okay on though because I got used to all the new variables.
Yeah. And that's the interesting thing, like, you know, Catwoman plays so much differently than Batman. Differently? Yeah. So it's interesting to see.
Building chamber, B-Man. What did you build? Tell me, tell me.
Harley, get back in here. I think I'm
Yeah, I don't like her, so
Now see what you've done? Scram, B-Man. Coming, Mr. J.
in all my other playthroughs
I was gonna
shoot
say,
her.
I
In
shoot
all
at
my
her too.
other
I shoot the
playthroughs, I
remote
shoot at
electric
her.
charge at her.
And she does something different if you shoot at her. So.
Yeah.
So here we're using this new gun that uses like electromagnetic stuff, electricity.
Pulse,
I
yeah,
guess. Yeah, pulse to.
You can
move
push
this
and pull
thing.
metal objects.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's really helpful for a lot of the Riddler trophies. He's got these elaborate setups that you have to move metal balls to get to. And then also, oh, here it comes. Ooh,
Great
that's
moment.
painful, right?
Now, Greg, maybe you can clarify this. Now, this may not be one of them, but in
Mr.
Batman, there's the twins. They both the
Humpty and Dumpty.
Abramovich twins.
Okay.
They're introduced in this game, and there's actually one of the riddles later is in here, and I think this is one of the brothers.
Yeah, the other works for the Penguin, and they were Siamese twins. That's why he's only got one arm. They were attached to the side there, and then obviously got split. They went to different gangs, and then spoilers, after you beat them later on in the game, when you're working your way, you can eventually see them sitting next to each other, basically
Talking
limiting their
about
fate.
that was a
Yeah,
mistake.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have done that.
Good stuff. But yeah, like this is another chance. Like you run into this guy a lot. You can use the electrical charge there to have him take out his own guys, swing the thing around.
Yeah,
The giant hand
I had
ugly.
some difficulty with this combat scenario because I'm like, oh, I keep hitting him with the thing, but I'm too close.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I get hit.
It's because it's so tempting. But yeah, I did the
Yeah.
same thing a lot too.
And I forget he swings around, and now I just beat on
There
him.
you go. And then you gotta get away. Oh, you didn't get away. Oh.
See there, I made the mistake again.
Somewhere better to be.
Now you're like, now I'm gonna play defensively.
Now I'm just like,
I'm
all right.
down to red.
Yeah.
I have to stay back and just be a little cowardly. There you go.
That was close.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, so I figure it out. Take him down.
There you go.
Ooh. Major spoiler coming up.
Yeah, well,
If you wanna shut it up.
if you ended, this is the spoiler that launched 1,000 comments on the internet that day.
Yeah.
That is the spoiler that everyone got their panties in a bunch about, and then is undone 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
Adorable.
What happened?
Get out of my way, Quinn.
Leave us alone, B-Man. Just leave me with him.
I said move!
Love that change in his tenor. It's totally him letting you know he's having a reaction to this. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
He's breaking his normal Batman voice, letting emotion get into it.
Why are you so mean?
Ah, yeah, see.
Yeah.
See, the demo that got launched all those previews a couple weeks ago ended right before then. So, no. Nope, that's not how it happens.
Batter up.
Batman gets beat to
Oh,
hell
yeah,
in this
a bunch
game.
of times. Yeah. Batman doesn't have a good run of luck lately.
He gets roughed up pretty bad in the
Yeah.
first game, but in this one, it's to a whole different level.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I know, right?
Get back here, Harley.
But I want to know who he is, sweetie.
Like right there, I can tell it's not her.
Until you
Like
think
that
they
little
Yeah,
are,
part.
dear, why
But
spoil the fun?
we haven't had the chance. Another stellar Mark Hamill performance.
Oh, yes.
He is so good in this game. as
Speaking
Joker.
of the performance, the last one we're going to see from Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, right?
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, that's what they said, though.
Yeah, that's what they always talk about that. Mark Hamill is the one who's always saying. I asked him about it at Comic-Con. You always say this is your last Joker thing. Is he really? He's like, no, I just mean that this is the penultimate Joker experience. Like, I don't know how they can top themselves. Like, all right. So
I'm happy to hear that because there's nobody else who can do
I
Batman
mean, it's
and
one of those
Joker
things. Like,
those two.
Mark always says that if Kevin's doing it, I'm gonna do it. So
Don't
hopefully
tell
they're
me
doing it.
it's not what you always
Also, real
wanted.
quick too, one of the most disturbing moments of the game right here for me.
We're
I was playing on my
running out of
couch and like
time.
blood is being forced into his body. It's like, oh, it's like
So close.
it's like the closest you'll probably see in this game to Batman being raped. It was like,
Yeah.
jeez Louise, that's a dark turn.
I'm fine with that.
And Batman's just like, whatever.
Yeah, I
as
know,
long
right?
as
And
you
when
go
he struggles
to.
for a second, he's like, whatever.
Down that last breath knowing that Gotham is doing the same.
What are you talking about?
Oh, didn't I say? I've spent weeks shipping samples of my blood to emergency rooms all over the city.
Oh, there's the big
So
plan for
that's
Joker.
Protocol 10.
That's pretty
Poison
messed up.
Gotham.
if you think
Totally.
about
I
it,
expected
It's
more.
but it's a great Joker plot.
though. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because the only way he's gonna get anyone to save him is to frickin' put everyone else in danger. God, the play between Joker and Batman is so great in this game. 'Cause you know what I mean? Because it's one of those things. Oh, well, we're done.
And
That's where we're gonna end it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's where
there's
we're
so much
ending
more
it.
to say,
I think that's a
Destin.
great tease
It's true, no.
for Batman Arkham City.
Batman Arkham City is an awesome game. Everybody should go play to see the rest of it.
Yeah. Make sure you check out, the full review and
IGN.com.
It's great cheese.
Written by Greg
not
Miller.
only the review done by our own Greg Miller, but all the great content we have on IGN.
There's so much good stuff. You've been busting your buns putting everything up. There's so much. The Batman's the a-hole video.
Yeah, working
that's,
on
that's,
that
that's
still.
my personal favorite.
Yeah. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you like Batman Arkham City.
Be up!